season 4, episode final. So today we're going to talk about the race, what I'm eating, what I would do differently. Um, I appreciate you guys being here and listening to this. Hopefully, you can find something useful for your training. And hopefully, you can see what I've done and figure out my mistakes. And hopefully, you can get a better time with your race or finish the race by listening to this. So I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to this. I'll go ahead and get right into it. About the race, it's not my fastest race. Today we're talking about the marathon. Um, did run the marathon, did finish. Um, I usually get anywhere from 5 hours to 6 hours. So I would say usually I run like a 12-minute mile. That goes up if you need to stop and use the bathroom or eat. Then it's like, well, no, you run like a 13-minute mile when you start having to do those kinds of things. Especially with the longer the distance, the more you might need to stop to use the restroom or eat some food for energy. I got in about 5:30. Just over the 12-minute mile. I would say from my other races, with the training program that I used for this marathon, I decided not to do any kind of, in a sense, VO2 workout. And I also didn't do a leg workout with weights. So those two things I did not do. And when I was doing those kinds of things, in another marathon that I ran, I was I guess about 30 minutes faster. So if you are training for a marathon, I would say it's pretty important to put in the leg workout with weights, and then also a VO2 workout with your training. So let's go over that real quick. So maybe a leg workout with weights would be, lunges and squats and calf raises, something to build some muscle in your legs. And then, VO2, not sure if you all know what that is, but basically, it's a workout where you're gasping for air, you need air or you're going to die, right? So it would be a workout where you're like sprinting, or I would like to say it's a workout where you do stairs, but I kind of got conditioned to stairs, and I didn't feel that out of breath when I did the steps. For me, it could be steps for you guys if you're not conditioned for steps and you're out of breath when you go up the steps. So that would be a good VO2 max. But if you're conditioned to it, then you definitely want to try to sprint. And you could sprint on a flat track, especially if you have like a high school track close to you. That would be a great workout. The other thing I could say is, you can just sprint hills. A lot of people do that, a lot of runners, and that would definitely get you faster. If you're into that kind of stuff, some people just like to finish the race, and they feel accomplished by that as well, which you should be. How do I say this? I think, psychologically that there's always going to be a longer race, and there's always going to be somebody doing more than you are, whether that is a faster time, a longer distance. You know, if you just run 100 miles, right? Well, there's somebody that just ran 200 miles, or if you ran 200 miles, there's somebody that just did 500 miles, and there's you know, fast. If you ran a marathon in 3 hours, somebody just ran a marathon in 2.5 hours. You know, so there's always going to be a longer race. There's always going to be somebody faster than you. And with that being said, I think you try to focus on yourself and improving yourself and your times if you want to. If not, if you just, you know, felt okay about finishing, and that's great too, you know, which is a really big accomplishment to finish a marathon, because it does involve a little bit of discipline and overcoming adversity. And when I say adversity, what I mean is when you're running that marathon, your feet can hurt, your knees can hurt, but you keep going and you keep pushing until the very end. For me, it happened on mile 23. It was hurting for sure. So at least I didn't feel that way at mile 15, which is good. But you always can hit a bad block, and it's definitely hard to finish for sure. So yeah, you know, throughout the years, my diet has changed, and my diet's always going to change, and it's just a ongoing thing, I think. And there's a lot of diets out there. I would say you can eat carnivore. You know, some people swear by just eating meat. Some people they fast, and they swear by fasting it's the best thing for you. Some people swear by eating a plant-based diet, and they swear by it's the best. And some people they say, oh, I'm gonna eat just meat. Oh, it's the best thing for you. So for me, I did do the keto, and it was great, man. You lose a lot of weight on keto. But unfortunately, for me, I have a huge stomach, and I would be eating like 40 eggs, 45 eggs, a week, and just even more meat on top of that, and I got high cholesterol, and I guess for my situation, I do have heart disease, so that's not too good. So it kind of went back to the drawing board, and just started eating different foods, and lowered that. I would say that out of all these diets, whether it's keto, whether it's carnivore, whether it's plant-based or vegan, I think we can all agree that if you eat whole foods, is the best thing for you to do. So with that in mind, just try to eat whole foods. And if you're asking me, what is a whole food? A whole food is an apple, something that you can see in a grocery store, without, I guess, ingredients, right? So you don't go into I guess you would if you're buying it in a package. But even then, if you're buying it in a package, it's going to have other ingredients. So basically, yeah, if you go in a grocery store and you're just buying the whole food, they're not going to have an ingredient list on it, right? So an apple, an orange, some lettuce, some spinach. Sometimes they do put ingredients labels on packaged lettuce and stuff like that. So if you are buying some kind of packaged whole food, you could look at the back and it would just say spinach, right? It's not going to say all these other words, right? So that's what I mean by whole food. And yeah, add more whole food to your diet, and you should feel a little bit healthier, whichever diet you choose to do, right? And I think, you know, um, a concept that I did want to talk about is the concept of like working out, I guess, in a sense, and dieting. I wanted to talk about. The moment you figure out that you have to exercise forever and you have to eat healthy forever is, I guess, where you realize that, it's a lifestyle, right? So, I mean, if I stopped running or if I stopped working out tomorrow for the rest of my life, I definitely would gain a lot of weight, right? So it should be like brushing your teeth. And I always like this analogy, which you could find another analogy, but working out should be like brushing your teeth, right? You need to be doing it, I believe, every day for at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then you just need to try to eat healthy. A really good combination that I've been eating lately is I put yogurt, china seeds, herb seeds, coconut, blueberries, blackberries, and pommy in the same bowl. And then also dark chocolate. And when I say dark chocolate, I mean 100% cocoa. I'm getting the cocoa bar from the baking section, right? So 100% cocoa. Yeah, it is pretty bitter. But if you just put a little bit in there, I don't think you tend to taste it as much. And you can just use it as nutrition for sure instead of using it for pleasure or taste. But yeah, obviously, you don't have to run a marathon to be healthy, and you don't have to race another race to be healthy. But you just kind of need to work out 20 minutes a day, or 30 minutes a day to be healthy, and then also it gives your brain the chemicals that it needs when you work out. So, but I think, yeah, your diet definitely is a big part of your running. So you definitely want to eat the right foods so you feel good when you're running. On race day, I ended up eating like 3 bananas 2 days out, and then 3 days, 3 bananas before the race day, and then had a banana and the protein shake in the morning. And I think I felt energized. I think at the end of the day, it was more about my leg strength than how I felt with running. So I think if I added the weighted workouts to the leg and did some VO2 workouts, or just one a week, right? I would have been feeling a little bit better with my legs for sure. So definitely next one I run, I will put that into the plan for sure. So I would think a pretty good plan for running a marathon would be one workout. That would be your VO2 max. So sprintings or uphill sprints. Probably I would do 2 leg workouts. Then I would do, definitely got to get the upper body in there. Do an upper body workout. And then I would just run 2 times a week again. I would say just one time, and then do your long run. Okay, and then actually do two upper body workouts, which would be 7 days. Now with that plan, you know you're not gonna have a day off. I don't know if you want a day off or not. And it's all up to you and what you think you can handle throughout your week. But I would say 30 minutes a day is not that much time, but I do get that you have to get ready. You have to go to the gym. You have to come home. You have to shower. And then 30 minutes turns into an hour and a half. So definitely that's tough. So I think it is very convenient if you do have some weights in the house, which would save you a lot of time. But yeah, if you could do that, so then 1 VO2 workout, 2 leg workouts, 2 upper body workouts, and then 2 run workouts, one being a short run and then the other one being a long run. Should set you up for success. Yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I'm glad any mistakes that I made, you can learn from that. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next season.